So hello, and a very good morning, everyone, for to this fourth session of ABC of Cybersecurity, a very power-packed session powered by CXO Junction in association with Ivalue, wherein, as you all know, we are delving into array of topics from A to Z. Today's fourth session, it means that we are covering the letter D, which means data-centric security demystified, which will be covered by Mr. Pranav Bhayani, who is the head pre-sales, having 22 years plus experience in cybersecurity and IT infra domain at Ivalue InfoSolutions. After then, we'll be having Mr. Ravindra Patil, who is the leader solution engineering India and SAC at Fortra. Then we'll be having an amazing fireside chat between Mr. Nitish Chitwani, who is the CTO at Ivalue, and Mr. Raghunandan Koushik, who is the regional sales director at Fortra, and Mr. Gaurav Batra, founder and CEO of Cybersecurity and CXO Junction. And not forgetting that we have bumper gifts and giveaways for the attendees in all these ABC of cybersecurity session. That is one lucky attendee at the end of this series who attend a minimum of 15 sessions will have a chance to win a sleek, stylish Royal Enfield motorcycle. And there is also one more bumper prize for each winners in each session. That is, we are giving OnePlus phones for all the participants who is, sharing the thoughts on LinkedIn comments on each session. That is, today also we'll be having one winner in this. Also, not forgetting that we'll be having 3 more gifts. That is, 3 lucky winner in each session is going to win Cyberfrat Gold membership, which is worth rupees 3 lakhs based on Kahoot quiz. So I request to sit back, relax, enjoy, learn with us, and don't miss the chance to stick with us till the end of the session. We'll be having the winner competition. By the way, to introduce myself, my name is Iqbal Qureshi. I'm a manager B2B operations at CXO Junction. CXO Junction is a community for enterprise leader to come and discuss the evolving scene of cybersecurity and risk management. In order to facilitate these discussions, we partner with many subject matter experts. Likewise, today we have partnered with Ivalue for this ABC of cybersecurity session. Introducing our associate partner, Ivalue. Ivalue InfoSolutions is a premium technology services and solution aggregator. They adopt a consulting approach for enterprise digital transformation around lifecycle management to address emerging business needs in a hybrid cloud model, covering CAPEX and OPEX need. Ivalue is proud to have served 6,000 plus customers across industry verticals through 900 plus partners and digital alliances with 65 plus best breed brands, technologies of OEMs. And the solution partners of our today's webinar is Fortra. So talking about and introducing about Fortra, they offer leading solutions like data security, infrastructure protection, managed services, and threat research and intelligence. Fortra Help System has been long known for helping organizations become more secure and autonomous. Over the years, their customers have shared that it has gotten even harder and harder to protect their data. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to Mr. Pranav Bhayani from Ivalue to throw the light on the topic and the session. Over to you, Mr. Pranav.
Hey, good morning all. Really excited to have this session over here. Thank you for giving this platform. And this is a very interesting field, A to Z, and should cover the whole of the 9 yards of it. And today we are at the letter D. And that's, I think, is a really very paramount how the things have been around us. D stands for data. And this has been an essential, what you say, lifeline blood since a while. And how this has been giving what you say insights to businesses, as well as our job is to actually protect the lifeline as well. So let me give you a couple of thought processes around it. And the data-centric security demystified is the topic. And over here, what I would try to say is try to create first the definition of data. So much of so said over the long period, data, data, and data. So what exactly is the data? So in a very simple definition, the data would be like just some kind of a meaningful information, which is used to derive some conclusions. We can take some decisions, and the data is generated from various sources. Data is not a very new term. Actually, if you see right from the older civilizations, the data has been there, and they have created their own data logics, their data patterns, and they used to note it down on a wall as well. So data has been there since a very long while. However, let's define the digital data. Digital data is the same kind of data encoded in a digital format on a computer system. The simple definition arrives over here. And the more we get into the IT part of it, the digital data part of it, we would have some kind of unstructured data, which is we will call some kind of a database systems where we would have rows and columns and associate all the data in a particular manner so that it is easy to index, search, and do some queries, as well as we would have a lot of unstructured data. And the unstructured data, I could take an example of, let's say, some of my documents, project files. It could be some other documents and files associated with some projects and things like that, which are not specifically in a particular order. They do not fall under a rows and columns kind of structure. It could be a document, PowerPoint, or things like that. Even if this kind of a PowerPoint could be a data. So we got enough of the data around over here. But let's see some more thought process around the data, what we have. Any guesses what this would reflect? I'll take a 10-second pause over here. And this is a very important aspect before we dwell into the next phase of it. 1 IR, 2 IR, 3 IR. And this is where we have come all the way. The first industrial revolution around 1784. Steam engine, the water propelled systems, and a lot of machination has been done. Second industrial revolution, we saw a lot of electricity flowing in, free form of labor came into picture, mass productions came into picture because of the earlier revolution. We already had some kind of an innovations done on the machination. The third industrial revolution, which was kind of we all have been witnessing the third industrial revolution. We are in this phase itself. Currently, a lot of electronics development, IT, automation, and so on and so forth. So this is where we are currently. So if you now see from where the data started from the old age civilization to the current third industrial revolution, and now we are at the crux of entering the fourth industrial revolution. If I remember one of the articles, the term was coined fourth industrial around in 2015 in one of the Swiss economic forums. One of the gentlemen put forward that this is where we are currently entering this particular era, and where your digital advancements is going to play a very key role in shaping up the mankind as well as a lot of businesses. And both of these aspects are very much important. Primarily, it is noted that this data now on the digital front is more to do with artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, and around Internet of Things. And this is where the maximum of the data would be generated, consumed, processed by organizations, by industries, by factories, and by individuals as well. So this is where we are. And this is going to be a game changer for a lot of, let's say, the next generation, which is the Gen Z, which they call like kids and around that. They would see this kind of transformation happening within their life frame. But let's imagine the size of the data. When we say a 3 zettabyte, I pick up this particular image by none other by Seagate. To give a size of the data, what we are talking is 1.5 quadrillion selfies, equivalent to like almost 2 lakh selfies per person on Earth. That's a humongous number. And that's a 3 zettabyte kind of figure what we are looking at. 7.5 trillion MP3 songs is equivalent to 1,000 libraries per person. A couple of million years of singing and dancing around those amount of songs. So none other than Seagate give this kind of figure. And there's an interesting figure which Seagate actually discovered themselves. And it took 36 years for Seagate to ship out total of first zettabyte of data. So since they were in the production business, it took 36 years. to total up to 1 zettabyte, and another 4 years to total up to second zettabyte. But it took only just 2 more years to cover the third zettabyte. So that's the amount of data what we are talking. And where I was reading this particular thing, before we get into the security aspect of it, it's very much important, I thought, to get into the data parlance, how much data we each generate, consume in a day-to-day life. An interesting article over here. I can share the presentation and the link later, but I found this very interesting article that the amount of couple of billion messages what we do on a WhatsApp platform, a couple of billion tweets are happening every day as we speak, and this is also amount of data. Interesting statistics which came to my reference earlier. So much is so for the data, and now we are entering the digital era, and there's a prediction by IDC that by the year of 23, this year end, the prediction was done 2 years back. This year end, you should see around 175 zettabytes of data, and they are also saying that the primary data sources would be around cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and IoT. Even I read one of the Cisco articles that says machine learning and IoT would be the maximum contributors of the data, primarily generated from business houses. And that's the amount of data what we've been seeing today. Another statistics I could look at from the Statista website is within the last 5 years, let's say you've seen a humongous amount of growth. They also predict around 181 zettabytes of data would be there by year 25. So this is the kind of data what we're doing. Now at this moment, maybe let's take a pause and see our organizations, how much data do we really have? And immediately when we start figuring out that how much data we really have, each person to each, they figure out that they would look at a particular data source. Maybe when I talk to one of the accounts team, they would see their own accounts data, like the payroll data and things like that. When I talk to a sales team, the sales team would be saying, hey, my funnel data is more important, or my prospect data is more important. If you talk to a technical person, they would say, yes, some of my project works and all of my activities, and that is very important. So each one has its own way of looking at the data. But as I said, we should look data as from not an individual or an organized or a department wise, but an organization wide. And this is where